Hi, this is Zach with Kill Cloud Studios, and today we're going to be looking at recording on a budget. Let's say you only have one microphone or one input with your recording interface, and you're just trying to get the best result possible. Maybe you've got four inputs, and you're trying to record a practice session just to get a decent recording or review your mistakes, whatever. Either way, it's got to be listenable, right? I mean, you're going to want to hear all the parts. You're going to want to know what you're playing, and bad recordings really mud it up. Or maybe you're just afraid of recording. You never recorded before. You think it's going to be difficult. It's really not. This stuff is really simple. So stick around, and hopefully this will help you out in whatever situation it may be. All right, so for all of this that we're going to be recording, we're going to go with the good old SM58. It's a fairly well-rounded microphone, very versatile. You can use it on almost everything. If you only have one mic, get a 58. Okay, now any cheap microphone is going to work for this. Preferably something that's dynamic with a cardioid pattern, just because it's going to be more versatile. Right now I've got this 58 about probably 5-6 inches up off the kick drum, pointing straight at the snare. And if you draw, a line through the snare and through the kick drum, you kind of get like where the middle of the kit is, and you want to put this right about at the middle of the kit. And it's going to sound something like this. All right, next up we are miking the guitar cab. This is pretty simple. You just find the very center of the speaker, the small round part in the middle called the dust cap. You point the mic directly at the dust cap. There are many different ways to mic a guitar cab. This is just going to be the easiest for this purpose. You know what we're doing. Quick and easy results, right? Don't want to mess around with this too much. Point at the very center of the dust cap, directly on axis, straight at it. And then pull it back so that you get about 2 finger space between the mic and the grill cloth. One thing to note, a lot of people think pointing it directly at the dust cap sounds pretty harsh, but if you're finding that to be true, you can EQ your amp a little bit to make up for it. Because we're just trying to record this real easy, right? Later on, when we mix this down, you're going to see how we can still kind of fatten it up and take away some of the harshness if it's still there. Really easy setup. All right, so in this next part, you're going to want to double track guitars if possible, because that's the only way you're going to get any type of stereo imaging from this type of recording technique. So go ahead and record them once, record them again the exact same way, and then we're going to pan them hard left and right, and that's what this is going to sound like. All right, now next up, we're going to be recording the bass guitar. And for that, we're going to be using a DI. If your interface has a instrument jack, you can go ahead and use that. But this is just the best way to record a bass guitar without much headache. Or if you have a bass preamp, a bass DI made for recording like a Sans amp or a dark glass microtubes or something like that, those are also great. But direct bass is just one of the easiest ways to record a good bass tone. All right, so the last thing on our list is going to be the vocals, right? I'm sure you guys can figure this one out, but just in case, we'll talk about it a little bit. Mouth level, right? A couple little things. If you point it kind of up toward your nose, you're going to get a little more nose voice. Down toward your chest, it's going to get a little more chesty. We're going to point it, kind of get a good blend between nose and chest. And if you don't have a pop filter, especially, you're going to want to be a couple inches, from the mic. Don't get right up on it, because then you get all these plosives and stuff when you're singing, right? And just popping P's and whatnot. But if you're back here, popping P's aren't so bad. You know what I mean? Not a big deal. So make sure you don't move around a whole lot when you're singing. I mean, because this is one of the hardest things to mic, even though it's also one of the easiest things to mic, is because singers tend to move when they sing, and then you get all this weird stuff going on where the vocals aren't sitting where they're supposed to. So try and stay in one spot. Here we go. Recording vocals.
I've been trying to find a way to keep the past from creeping up on me. I don't want no looking back. I fought my way through the fog, and I ask at the end of it all, was it worth it? Yeah.
By now, I'm sure that you've realized that the parts where we were recording were much quieter in places than the dialogue. And that's because, I'm using compression, EQ, trying to make this sound good for YouTube as far as the speaking goes. But I wanted you to hear what the raw takes sound like so that you're not surprised when you do this yourself. I mean, it takes a little bit of work to polish it up. And I'm going to show you what a pretty close to finished mix sounds like, doing this method. You can always work on it more than I did. I didn't spend much time on it. I just wanted everything to be kind of clean and clear so you could hear all the parts. In the not too distant future, I plan on doing a video tutorial on how to mix what we just did down. But for today, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the end result.
I've been trying to find a way to keep the past from creeping up on me. I don't want no looking back. I fought my way through the fog, and I ask at the end of it all, was it worth it? Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for watching. And if you are interested in how I mix this down, like inside my DAW, the DAW software that we were recording on, go ahead and, and subscribe if you liked it so that you know when the next video comes out. I try to make the mixing process for this type of stuff as painless and simple as possible. I didn't spend very much time on this mix at all. So, pretty quick results, which is what this whole thing was about, quick and easy. Take care.